In this tutorial, you're going to quickly see how the quadratic formula is formed, and you will realize having an understanding of this will help you in solving problems of the form given here. The first thing you want to do is to make the coefficient of x squared equal to 1, and in this case it's not equal to 1, it's equal to a. So what you're going to do is to divide throughout the equation by a. So in this case we have x squared plus bx over a plus c over a, and that's equal to 0. So the coefficient of x squared here is equal to 1. The next thing you want to do is to isolate the x term. So we're going to get rid of the c over a. So we're going to take away that both sides, which gives us x squared plus bx over a is equal to minus c over a. The next thing you want to do is to include half the coefficient of x all squared into the equation. The coefficient of x here is b over a, so a half of b over a is going to be b over 2a. All squared is going to be added into the equation. So in this case, half the coefficient of x all squared is added on the left hand side, and also on the right hand side it's added to keep the equation the same. The next thing you want to do is to focus your attention on the left hand side here. This side of the equation here can be expressed as a perfect square. So what we would have is x plus b over 2a all squared. It's the same thing as what we have here. So we would have x plus b over 2a all squared. This part of the expression, when expanded, gives you the same answer as what we have in the top line here. It's the same thing, because this is a perfect square, and the perfect square can be expressed as x plus b over 2a all squared. The right hand side needs to be simplified. Now when simplified here, let me just explain it to you. If we square b, we're going to have b squared. Square 2a, we get 4a squared, and we have our minus c over a, and when we simplify it we get b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Now the next thing you want to do is to find the square root of both sides of the equation. So when we find the square root of both sides of the equation, we have x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. And this at the bottom here, when we find the root of 4 we get 2, and when we find the root of 2a squared we get a. So we would have plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. The next thing you want to do now is to get x, so you're going to get rid of b over 2a, so you take it away both sides. So we have we have minus b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, and when simplified gives us the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, and that's the quadratic formula. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to use the same principle to solve a problem of the form given here, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So let's try the application of this procedure to a question. Here we're given the question 2x squared plus 5x minus 1 equals 0. You're asked to solve this. Okay? Now the first thing you want to do is to make the coefficient of x squared 1, so we're going to divide throughout the equation by 2. So we have x squared plus 5x over 2 minus a half equals 0. The next thing you want to do is to isolate the x terms. So get rid of the minus a half, so we're going to add a half both sides. So in this case we have x squared plus 5x over 2 equals to a half. Now the next thing we need to do is to include half the coefficient of x, all squared. The coefficient of x here is 5 over 2, so half of 5 over 2 is going to give us 5 over 4 all squared is going to be added, and that's the coefficient of x all squared. And whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do it on the other side to keep it balanced. Okay, now the left hand side of the equation here can be expressed as x plus 5 over 4 all squared, and we simplify the right hand side. So in this case the left hand side is going to be x plus 5 over 4 all squared is equal to a half plus 5 squared over 4 squared, and when simplified gives us 33 over 16. So we're going to take the root of both sides of the equation. So here we have x plus 5 over 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 33 over 16, and when simplified gives us our final answer, which is minus 2.71 or 0.19. And if you notice here, this question here, the same procedure that is used to derive the formula, the quadratic formula, is the same procedure we use to complete the square here. Thank you for listening, and I hope you do realize that applying that same idea can help you in solving these problems using completing the square.